Good morning. I'm going to explain, I'm very pleased to be in this Making the Carbonization Fair to present my work on tackling energy poverty through social entrepreneurship in large-scale company. First of all, my affiliation is the Comillas, Universidad de Comillas University, and I belong to the Energy and Poverty Chair um, in this university. My co-authors are Amparo Merino from Universidad de Comillas and Ian Kynes from Strathclyde University in Glasgow. The context of my paper is energy poverty, the problem of energy poverty that affects more than 50 million people in Europe. And the main object is analyzing the proactive agency of incumbent large-scale energy companies and also of a niche of innovation of social entrepreneurs with a mission to solve social problems. So, with the theoretical framework of both transition management and organizational change theory through the stakeholders theory, I would like to provide a model that has 4 components in order to introduce the logic of social entrepreneurship within large-scale energy companies. The introduction, as I mentioned, is energy poverty, the context, and how the general causes considered of energy poverty are not sufficient, and a step beyond is required to analyze other more personal reasons. So all this guides us to a complexity of a problem that needs a coordinated approach of all actors in society. This paper focuses on private actors. Social entrepreneurship is a niche that is a potential space to deal with energy poverty now, and the incumbent energy company are under little research in the dealing with social problems. So also why we are promoting this new department, because the corporate social responsibility department is not approaching marginal communities of vulnerable customers. The research question is how could and why would a logic of social entrepreneurship better respond to the challenge of energy poverty within large-scale energy companies in the framework of just energy and sustainability transition. First of all, the literature review. First, I'm going to focus on energy poverty problem and mainly on energy justice framework. Also, all the literature of transition management and the literature of social entrepreneurship and the literature of stakeholder theory, and specifically on the salience of weaker stakeholders. This is a conceptual paper, so I'm going to present a theoretical model on how the social entrepreneurship logic, that means that the priority is not only economical but also social, could be introduced in energy companies that are dominantly economical logic. So in transition management, experiments are expected to transform corporations in the just energy transition. So that's why we are proposing the social entrepreneurship department, social energy department, that is going to deal with vulnerable consumers of a company, with all the vulnerable consumers that are already identified because they are non-paying the invoices, could be potentially vulnerable customers. So this is the target of this department. So this is something very innovative and very new. The first part of the model is related to the mission, to the social mission. This department will have a social mission that is tackling energy poverty. This mission will be differ from the mission of the company. But it will allow to this department to use the resources of the corporation. Also, it will provide empowerment to the social entrepreneurs within the department, and it will provide a perception of legitimation for the leaders of the company. The second component of the model is the economic versus social mission. This tension will be present because two different logics are going to coexist. But we have in the European directives are already requesting non-economical information in the annual account. So this will be a way for the companies to provide social challenges and social advantages. The third part of the model answers to the question of why. The energy justice framework will be applied in energy corporations and will give guidelines for any decision making, as Jenkins et al. Are promoting. So the energy justice will provide the legitimization that is required for a department like that to function. Finally, this logic of social entrepreneurship will have an impact in the stakeholders map. Normally, the stakeholder map is formed by powerful stakeholders and weaker stakeholders, where the vulnerable customers are located. But thanks to our model, a new map of stakeholders will be created where the powerful stakeholders are linked to the weaker through the bridge department and boundary department of the social energy department that will create a liaison among all the leaders and all the departments of the core corporation with the traditionally peripheral stakeholders such as NGOs, social entrepreneurs, and the vulnerable customers that, thanks to this change, will become special clients of this department. And then this will increase the salience, that means the perception of power, legitimization, and urgency. And also, this department will deal with some boundary factors that are reciprocality, co-management, communication, and development of networks, and so on. Just to highlight how the creditors may be interested in these new activities, in social activities, through the sustainability finance, for example, that is now in growing demand. Yeah. So in the discussion, we are going to focus on transition management and how a transformation pathway of the incumbents will be more realistic. We don't need to. We in the transition can't expect a radical change, but through the insertion of a bridge department like this, we can have the possibility to insert new logics and small changes that at the end of the day can create bigger changes. So it has many implications on several levels and several in practice. So we can create this department not only in one sector but in many sectors. And finally, the conclusions is that we require the coordinated participation of all, and private actors are really important in the just transitions. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope if you have any questions, you can ask it directly.